pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop. And keeping our Purple Pants Podcast Pit Stop coverage of Amazing Race Season 35, Brooke and I are excited, overwhelmed with joy, and so happy to welcome the winners of Season 35 to the Purple Pants Podcast. Greg and John, congratulations and welcome. How are you?
Thank you.
Yeah, so good.
We're fantastic. I mean, it was great seeing you all last night, and our voices are definitely out, but wouldn't have it any other way.
That was a banger. It was a great party. You showed up in your suits, so no spoilers at the beginning of the night, but I'm like, these men are dressed to the nines. Something good is about to happen to them.
That's what Lena said. Lena was like, that suit is a dead giveaway.
It was the men's warehouse silk tie for me. I said, oh, that's $1 million right there.
I know.
That's so funny. Okay, so was it as easy as you made it look?
That's what we were just talking about. I feel like they Johnny and I did do pretty well on The Amazing Race, but it's much harder than it makes it seem too. Like there were some times where we're really proud of like the decisions that we made or the holes that we were able to dig ourselves out of that they didn't really show. No, I mean, The Amazing Race, that's a hard task.
Yeah, I'm much more impressed by teams, not just like coasting the whole time, but ones who fall and are able to pick up or like have a good attitude when they're down.
Yeah.
Then that's not. I didn't have a great attitude when I was down. I was like, he's talking about me. Oh, he's not talking about me.
Same result.
But like Joel and Garrett, there were countless times where they were in the very back of the pack where they were able to come up. And I respect the heck out of that.
We love
it. Bryce and I have spoken that I need to take a page out of Joel and Garrett's playbook of how to stay happy and calm when the world is crumbling around you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. When you guys started the race, did you see yourself winning? Like, did you go into it like this is ours to win, or looking back at it as the winner and seeing yourself, like, do you feel like it was a journey, or do you feel like you already know you had it as soon as it started?
Yeah, not only did Johnny and I know we could win, we thought we could win every leg.
Oh.
We thought we could be the first team to win every leg of the race, which is
so
obviously
humble.
Well, we got humbled real quick.
Come Vietnam, right to 8th, and we're like, okay, we just want to stay in the game now. Like,
yeah,
for sure.
You said that there were some things that they didn't show. Was there anything that they didn't show that you wish had been shown? Any moment between the two of you, or anything that they did show where you were like, ooh, I wish maybe that one didn't make the air? Was there anything that made you cringy?
I didn't even remember me singing Slimy all that much. So when I saw them put in that whole cut, I was like, okay, Race, all right, get yours, take it.
Sure. Yeah, nothing too crazy. There was one time where we were kind of, or just, I guess some of the decisions of whether or not to help a team is some stuff that I'm glad that they kind of didn't show, because that was our biggest challenge of whether or not, like if we saw a team struggle, like at the mural challenge, right? Like if we saw a team struggling, do we help them? Do we not help them? Like, they are in front of us, but we kind of like them, right? So those kind of decisions were definitely the hardest for us.
Yeah, and one thing I thought they would put in is when we were going in Germany to Cologne, we found the parking spot by parking our car pretty quickly and then just finding it by foot. And I think that's how we got to first place from like 8th place that leg. Whereas other teams, you're talking back to them, they were circling on these one-way roads over and over again. And yeah, it just kind of shows us pop up, get a clue, and no explanation. So there's your explanation.
I like that explanation. That's smart. See, they play with the brains.
It is. As a gay Black man and a Black man, right? Seeing you two win Amazing Race is just something so phenomenal. And being in this reality game for a little while, just to be able to see you guys win means so much. Is there, like, what would you say to the little Black boys that are sleeping on bunk beds at home watching you now? Like, is there a message you would want to say?
Yeah, I mean, I just saw a TikTok the other day about there's like this kids TV show about a girl wearing a bonnet.
I saw that too.
Yeah. And there's a little girl who's like, she looks just like me. Like, that's so exciting. And like, that's kind of what we want for people like us. Like we didn't get into reality TV show when we were kids because there's not a lot of people that look like us in reality TV. And it's so fun. And there's so many opportunities that you can get from reality TV. So I really want people like us to apply more because it's just such an amazing opportunity.
And I think one thing that Gregory and I really shine on the race race was just like our skill set and being pretty well rounded. And I just encourage, people who look like us, you can literally just do whatever, like even if it's nerdy, even if it's stupid, like just pursue those passions because you never know when they're going to pay off.
Yeah.
And I think it's been really good to see Survivor and Big Brother have like these more like diverse multicultural winners too. So just glad that The Amazing Race can be tacked onto the list.
Well, a little thanks and shout out to Brice because he was a big part of the BIPOC initiative that made it so that reality TV shows have to or should do what they should have been doing all along, which was cast a more diverse cast. So shout out to you, Brice. Do you still have those bunk beds or have you upgraded?
Yo, we are back in those bunk beds a week from now. Going to Chicago.
Honestly, I almost like it more than my bed in New York. It's a comfy bed, especially because I'm on the bottom bunk. I'm all nice and snuggled in there, up in the corner. It's pretty nice.
I'm like, should I go to bed? And I can look on the wall. I can see the reflection of Gregory's phone, like still on. And I'm, oh, he's still awake. I can text a little longer.
I didn't know you did that.
Yeah.
What is next for you guys? Do you want to be stranded on an island, or do you want to be thrown into the challenge, or what's on deck if you could do anything?
I think either of us are like insanely game for Survivor, like to almost poisonous extent. So just call us, Jesse, CVS, Jeff, we're there.
Yeah, but what we really are hoping for too is like an all winter season. I mean, Brooke, all winter season with The Amazing Race. That would be so fun.
I'm not calling the Alliance now, but I'm calling the Alliance now.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like we're the newbies to the chat. And you all have already made your alliances over the years, so we might be.
I'm not saying it hasn't already happened, but I'm also not saying I wouldn't cut you into that because it's good to be in line with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Not everybody, most people. I got my favorites. You guys are up there.
Was there a favorite detour or a roadblock that you just loved and wish that you could go back, or was there your least favorite roadblock or detour?
I will say I really loved the glider in Slovenia because I was able to find my clue, which I was super stressed about. Once I found it, I was able to enjoy it. I was able to fly the plane for a bit and just like soak in the views because Slovenia was already so beautiful.
Yeah. And mine was definitely the mural challenge. That was one of the challenges where I felt like I was on The Amazing Race. I mean, we were stuck. Yeah. We were like dead in the water at some points, being like, okay, we just don't know what to do next. And so that kind of problem solving aspect of it is what I really wanted to get out of it.
Yeah, I was really proud of that, especially since that episode, like everyone else who did murals was like in the second half of that pack. And so we were able to get second place after people were doing dolls. Those dolls took 15 minutes. Anyone will tell you
those dolls were easy. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Can you clear up something, a dispute between Brooke and I during that mural challenge? Because Brooke was like, the brothers just left the sisters and didn't help. Did you guys help them during the mural challenge? Because it seemed like y'all got y'all's and y'all was like, y'all can figure it out. All right, we'll see y'all later.
It's because they agreed to help. You agreed. Okay, sorry. No, say your thing. It was my one gripe that episode. I'm honest, and I felt a gripe. So go for it.
Yeah, I mean that when I was talking about it before about like that being our biggest struggle is like whether to help, whether to not help. Like that was the hard decision, and that was one of them because like sometimes we had seen like what they had wrong, but we didn't know where everybody else was, and we had been there for I don't know like 40 like an hour and a half or something like that. So we didn't know what place we were in. We didn't know how anyone else was going to finish. So we were kind of just on survival at that point.
Did you take 30 seconds and look at theirs and say maybe this, and this, or did you not?
Yeah, I think throughout we were helping each other.
Because they said you did. And I was like, I think you might just be defending them. So I'm curious to know if you actually took that minute and pointed it out before you ran off.
Yeah, for sure. Even after we had gotten ours, we like took a minute, we stopped and we like tried to help them out because we thought it was something to do with the ornates, right? Like the earrings or the clothes or something like that. So yeah, we took a minute, but like we're not gonna stay there for 10 minutes and help them.
No one said you should. I take my gripe back. You guys are back on level. All right, so I'm sure everyone's asked you this, but what are you gonna do with your money?
I mean, the boring answer, invest. But we'll take our family, our mom, our dad, our sister on a big trip, celebrate, another trip, keep traveling. And then, we've both got our eyes on some guitars. Greg wants a laptop. I want a vinyl record player, like some of these things that have always been in my Amazon like wish list and have just been sitting there dusty for years. So now we can splurge a little bit.
Buy the list. There you go.
Yeah.
So I also have another question with the Express Pass. After watching the episode and seeing that you could have taken Rob or Corey because it plateaued, knowing what you know now, do you think you would have stuck with it, or do you think you made the smart decision after going up 1,000,002 steps?
What do you think?
Honestly, I still would have made the same decision because I think that time did we get Namibia that trip?
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
Namibia that trip.
Yeah, like I think I did because we, especially with the outcome, right? Like with the outcome that it was, obviously, like I wouldn't change a thing. But even if you told me in the moment, like, would you take a trip to Namibia or an express pass? I still think Namibia.
Namibia, you got to take what you can.
Yeah.
You got to take what you can.
That's a fair answer. I think we probably have the same answer, actually. Guaranteed trip. You guys were so dominant that I don't want to say you didn't need the express pass, but looking back on it, you didn't need the express pass. So good for you and enjoy the trip and all of that.
And it wasn't even like Robin Corey's express pass that did us in Sweden. It was Joel and Garrett. That's the crazy thing. I remember everyone saying, "Oh, this streak's going to come to an end. Robin Corey are going to take this one." And Joel and Garrett flipped the script on everybody. Props to them.
Yeah, they were fantastic. You were all fantastic.
Of all the seasons that Brooke has watched and I've watched, like, we always have teams that were like, oh, we don't like them. What about them? But this season is such a magical season in the sense that, like, you guys are all so amazing. And again, it's a contribute to the diversity and just casting amazing people. Are you guys still in contact with all of the teams?
Oh, yeah. Deeply, deeply. Last night we had every team showing up, at least one person from every team, which with a season that has historically the most amount of teams is super impressive. And like it was hard to like see people saying bye last night, and I don't know when I'm going to see them again. So I think that's a testament to like how tight we've gotten, and just really glad that everybody is enjoying this season. Like I hope that the reviews are positive with the kind of cast that we had, and that people like the wholesome content. We're pretty wholesome.
All right, I would agree. Now, I also want to know, what is on your DVR? What Netflix shows, or what are you guys watching? Because I feel like it's so different between the two. But like, what are the shows or movies that you're watching that you're obsessed with?
Honestly, I mean, this past season, it's just been Amazing Race, Survivor, Big Brother. I think those three have been the big ones. But other than that, like Succession, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, we just like kind of like the more popular shows. We like to talk about it with people.
Well,
yeah, it felt like we lost some good shows. Yeah, between like Succession, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel closing. I'm finally catching up on Big Mouth. SNL's back. I've been hitting that up. Still waiting on Severance to come back.
True.
Like that was a cliffhanger. I think about that far too often, but there's a lot of content out there.
That is good. Before we go, since you are watching Survivor, who is your winner pick?
I'm a little confused right now. Once we lost Emily last week.
Emily.
Oh my goodness. So sorry for spoilers for whoever hasn't watched Survivor, but I also haven't watched last night's episode. So still a little behind. Just got to meet some survivors last night, which was like an honor and a privilege. So without Emily, because she was my pick for a while, D's killing the game.
She is.
It's hard to argue with that. So I'm putting in D right now.
Yeah, I'm like an episode and a half behind. So if he's still in Austin, I think is probably the number one. But
we love Austin. Well, it's been such a pleasure to talk to you and to get to know you guys. Again, congratulations. And I'm sure we will see more of you in the future. But again, congratulations. It's been such a joy to talk and watch and get to know you too.
Thank you. Thank you for coming through last night.
Yeah. And thanks for setting all of the just reality TV fun family. Like you're just such a tenant in the community. So we appreciate you.
I've watched all your episodes this season. So thank you for your coverage and for your passion for the
and to Brooke, because I know we lost her a little bit, but thank you to Brooke too.
Yes, we love Brooke. Thank you guys and congratulations, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks. You.
Thanks.
Pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop.